Hello everybody and welcome to Law Bite number 281, dated June the 23rd, 2021. I'm Walter, your mobile historian and blue-collar scholar. This Law Bite is entitled, How to Read a U.S. Supreme Court Opinion. Thanks for tuning in. This video will assume that you have never once a day in your life ever picked up a U.S. Supreme Court opinion and read it. It will assume that you know nothing about what's in front of you or just what the heck anything means, okay, on the surface of a Supreme Court opinion, okay? Now, as I've mentioned in other videos, I've been reading Supreme Court opinions for more than 20 years, and I can tell you, it's not always a piece of cake, especially since the justices love to see themselves right. Supreme Court opinions can sometimes run dozens of pages, okay? And that's just the opinion of the court. We're not even including, concurrences and dissents, if applicable, okay? So this is not difficult, and this is not going to take all day, all right? So eventually, if you plan on a career in the law in any way, shape, or form, or you plan to teach, law-related courses, or, just love to do legal research for your own personal enrichment, or you might be taking a class that requires you to do legal research in high school, college, graduate school, law school, whatever the case may be. Eventually, you're going to have to read a U.S. Supreme Court opinion, or at least scan the darn thing, so you can get an idea of just how the opinion is structured and what exactly it's saying, okay? But in order to be able to do that, you need to know how to do that, okay? So let's take this opinion of the court right here. I chose a very specific case, Obergefell versus Hodges in 2015, okay? The landmark Supreme Court decision that legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. Okay, very, very good decision, very, very interesting case, okay? So when you get a U.S. Supreme Court opinion, this is what the very first page will look like, okay? And we'll go down the list, okay? So, of course, at the very top, you'll see this, for example, October term 2014. This lets you know the Supreme Court term in which the case was decided. In this case, October term 2014. Next, you will see the name of the court that decided the case, all right? Supreme Court of the United States. Pretty straightforward, right? All right? This right here, this information, along with, the next 5 pages, okay? All of this information is known as the syllabus, okay? The syllabus is basically a synopsis of the court's opinion, all right? All of this is the syllabus. And the syllabus is basically giving you the nuts and the bolts, the meat of what in the world the court held in this case. It's giving you a preview of what is to come in the main body of the opinion, all right? This saves a lot of time, especially for reporters, who need to know right now what a Supreme Court opinion is saying, before they report it to the public, okay? Syllabuses can sometimes run quite a few pages themselves, all right? Before the 1970s, a syllabus didn't exist, all right? And reporters and others would have to weed through sometimes dozens of pages before they finally just got the gist of what the heck the court was saying, all right? So this is the syllabus, the synopsis of the opinion, all right? Right here, you see the case name, okay? Obergefell et al. Versus Hodges, all right? Director, Ohio Department of Health et al. Et al. Simply means and all others included, all right? The case name, very important, all right? Next, you see certiorari to the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. This lets you know the previous court that decided this case prior to it reaching the Supreme Court, the immediate court that decided it before the Supreme Court decided the case, all right? This is the case, this is the court that heard the case immediately before the U.S. Supreme Court. And it was from that court in this case, the Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals, that the case was appealed to the United States Supreme Court. All right? So, and for those who are unfamiliar with what certiorari means, certiorari is simply a Latin term meaning to certify. All right? And a writ of certiorari is simply formal order, all right, request more so, for the Supreme Court to review a decision from a lower court, okay? The writ is the formal order requesting that the entire case, all right, be transferred up from the lower court to the Supreme Court of the United States for it to be reviewed, all right, and the area or areas of the law in question to be certified. Hence, certiorari, a writ of certiorari, formal request for a higher court to review the decision of a lower court. And this is certainly not just applicable to the Supreme Court, but any typical appellate court and court of last resort, all right, which of course in all likelihood would be an appellate court in 99.9% of circumstances. All right, so after that you have the date that the case was argued. This case argued April 28, 2015 and decided June 26, 2015. All right. Next, we move on past the syllabus into where the main body of the opinion begins. All right. Before I get too ahead of myself, I forgot. Once you reach the end of the syllabus, you see down at the bottom, the immediate thing following right here. All right. Who the author of the opinion of the court was. Justice Anthony Kennedy, who authored this opinion, Oberfeld versus Hodges. And he was joined by Justices Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. All right. So it tells you who wrote the opinion and the other justices that went along with the opinion. All right. And it will also indicate, if applicable, any concurrences, of which there weren't any in this case, as well as dissents. So we see that Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Antonin Scalia, as well as Justice Thomas, all right, all wrote dissents in this case. Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Scalia, and Thomas and Alito, all of them wrote dissents in this case, all right? Each of them had something specific to outline in their dissents. Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Thomas, Scalia, and Alito, all right? They dissented from Kennedy's majority opinion and thus are separately indicated in this field down here, all right? So basically, this is the guide to let you know what comes next, all right? After that, you get to the main body of the opinion, all right, where it begins, okay? Justice Kennedy delivered the opinion of the court, all right? And I'll just read the first sentence. The Constitution promises liberty to all within its reach, a liberty that includes certain specific rights that allow persons within a lawful realm to define and express their identity. All right? So that's where the main body of the opinion begins, and it continues, all right, for the next 28 pages, for the record, followed by 5 pages of citations. All right? Once you finish with the majority opinion, you get to the dissents. All right? The dissenting opinions. And in order of seniority, the first one you get to is Chief Justice John Roberts. All right? And I'll read the first paragraph of his dissent. Petitioners make strong arguments rooted in social policy and considerations of fairness. They contend that same-sex couples should be allowed to affirm their love and commitment through marriage, just like opposite-sex couples. That position has undeniable appeal. Over the past 6 years, voters and legislators in 11 states and the District of Columbia have revised their laws to allow marriage between two people of the same sex. But this court is not a legislature. Whether same-sex marriage is a good idea should be of no concern to us. Under the Constitution, judges have power to say what the law is, not what it should be. The people who ratified the Constitution authorized courts to exercise neither force nor will, but merely judgment. All right? So that is the opening sentence and statements of Chief Justice Roberts' dissenting opinion here. All right, and you find the dissents and concurrences, if applicable, immediately after the majority opinion. All right. Now, I want to point something else out. at the end of the majority opinion, okay, you will see the judgment of the court all the way at the very end. All right. As it is indicated here, the judgment of the Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit is reversed, which means the Supreme Court overturned the holding of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals with the logic and reason based on the 14th Amendment implemented in this case. All right, the Supreme Court reversed the Sixth Circuit. All right, so that, pretty straightforward, is how you read a Supreme Court opinion and the things you will see, okay, within the body of a Supreme Court opinion. Like I said, most of them tend to run dozens of pages, so it's not exactly what I'd like to call bedtime reading, but it is certainly something that one would want to know how to do if you are planning on a career in the law, or if in any way, shape, or form you want to be able to understand, just what the heck your nation's highest court is talking about when they decide important issues of constitutional law. All right, so that's how to read a Supreme Court opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And, I do this for fun. I get a kick out of reading Supreme Court opinions. I've been doing it so long, reading them is second nature to me. All right, I know where to go, I know what to look for, and I consider it part of my mission to help you do the same. Okay, so if you have any questions or controversies, leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you learned something from this video, got some insight, drop me a like. I would appreciate that. And if you have not subscribed to my channel as of right now, please do so. I would, appreciate that more than you'd ever realize. Just hit that little red subscribe button and that little bell, and we'll be in business. Take care, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you at the next video. Peace.